The 40 bilion ringgit Semarak Niaga Keluarga Malaysia program launched today will increase the business sector's access to financing, especially for the micro, small and medium enterprises SMEs and the informal sector. Prime Minister Datuk Seri Semasa said this program is a testament to the government's efforts in ensuring that micro, SMEs as well as the informal sector remains competitive. The program includes direct loans, financing guarantees and equity injections for the benefit of every group of entrepreneurs.
Bagi perniagaan mikro dan kecil, kerajaan peka di atas keperluan akses kepada pembiayaan dengan kadar faedah yang rendah. Dalam perkara ini, skim pembiayaan informal dan mikro atau SPIM akan menawarkan pinjaman sehingga RM10,000 pada kadar faedah 0% dengan keutamaan diberi kepada peniaga sektor informal. Saiz dana untuk program ini sahaja berjumlah RM200 juta.
He said the Semarak Niaga Keluarga Malaysia program would complement the government's efforts through the financial sector in providing financing facilities and loan repayment assistance, especially in the post-pandemic recovery phase. Regarding SMEs, Datuk Seri Semasa said the sector will be the new driving force towards long-term growth. Through the 12 Malaysia Plan 12 MP, transformation of SMEs are among the agent of change projects which will be implemented towards increasing competitiveness and contributions toward the national economy development.
Antara inisiatif yang akan dilaksanakan termasuk yang pertama pelaksanaan sebuah pelan hala tuju digital PMKS. Yang kedua, peralihan fokus PMKS dari pasaran bertumpu tempatan ke pasaran dunia. Yang ketiga, pelaksanaan program intervensi second chance bagi peniaga tertentu. Dan yang keempat, pemerkasaan ekosistem koperasi dalam menjana generasi usahawan yang baru.
The initiative is projected to increase the contribution of SMEs towards the national GDP as much as 40%. In addition, it is expected to contribute to 25% of the country's exports, as well as forming 2 companies with the unicorn status by 2025. In a related development, the Prime Minister also informed that for agro-food entrepreneurs, the microcredit scheme by Agrobank will offer loans of up to RM75,000 at a 0% rate for the first 6 months with a moratorium facility for up to 6 months. Meanwhile, for more mature and developed businesses, he said financial institutions such as SME Bank would offer loans of up to RM10 million under the IBS 2.0 Promotion Fund Scheme and up to RM1 million under the Young Entrepreneur Financing Program 2.0. In addition, the government has formulated a new form of payment that is more flexible. As for companies facing high debt, the Premier said funding methods in excess of RM2.2 billion through equity and quasi-equity investments would also be available. Apart from that, the scheme under Syarikat Jaminan Pembiayaan Perniagaan SJPP would provide guarantees for scheduled and restructured financing with a guarantee limit of RM22 billion targeted to help companies secure new financing that was previously difficult to obtain. 125 foreign tourists, or 2% of 4,600 tourists who entered the island under the Langkawi International Travel Bubble (LITB), tested positive for COVID-19 since the program was launched in November last year. Langkawi Development Authority LADA Chief Executive Officer Nasaruddin Abdul Muttalib, however, said the travellers who tested positive for the virus did not develop severe symptoms as they were in categories 1 and 2. The arrival of tourists under LITB has been adjusted according to the latest guidelines set by the Health Ministry and gazetted on 16th February. Among others, tourists are allowed to enter Langkawi via the KLIA2 besides the Kuala Lumpur International Airport KLIA. According to Nasaruddin, Lada welcomed the federal government's recent announcement to extend the LITB with reviewed standard operating procedures SOP.
Ditambah baik ini pada hari kelima juga boleh dibenarkan ke destinasi lain setelah ujian PCR COVID-19 terbukti negatif. Jadi ini memberi lebih banyak kemudahan dan keselesaan kepada pelancong-pelancong yang menyertai program Langkawi International Tourism Bubble.
Last Tuesday, the Tourism, Arts and Culture Ministry announced that the LITB will be extended until the country's borders are fully reopened. Pharma Niaga Berhad is eyeing new markets in ASEAN as well as Europe to boost its presence abroad. Group Managing Director Datuk Zulkarnain Ahmad Yusof said the company is finalizing collaborations with partners in Thailand at the end of this month and looking to conclude deals with parties in Philippines by the first half of 2022. Pharma Niaga has also submitted product registration applications in Dubai, United Arab Emirates and European countries such as Portugal.
For ASEAN region, we have a total 700 million population. So we are looking forward to have a collaboration in Thailand as well as in Philippines. So we are going step by step by having this plan in the ASEAN region.
During Pharma Niaga's virtual fourth quarter financial results media briefing today, Datuk Zulkarnain said COVID-19 vaccines and the Indonesian market are expected to remain key contributors to the company's revenue in the fiscal year 2022. Pharma Niaga's revenue rose 77% to 4.82 billion ringgit, largely due to the sale of Sinovac COVID-19 vaccines to the Health Ministry and the private sector, followed by stronger growth from the group's concession, non-concession and Indonesian businesses. Malaysia and the Republic of Uzbekistan today celebrated their 30-year anniversary since the formation of a diplomatic relationship. Over the course of 3 decades, the bilateral ties of Kuala Lumpur, Tashkent has grown exponentially with collaborations in various fields, especially trade and investment, education and tourism. Uzbekistan Ambassador to Malaysia, Rafshan Usmanov, said that Malaysia has good experience in these fields and his countries will try to learn Malaysia's best practices to introduce the country's modern technologies and management skills in Uzbekistan.
For the last few years, number of companies with a share of Malaysian investors doubled in Uzbekistan. Today their number is 31. It shows growing interest by companies to develop mutually beneficial cooperation between the two countries and between businessmen of both states. Main operating directions of Malaysian companies are chemical industry, textile, furniture production, electrical industries, financial and tourism services.
The Kuala Lumpur-Tashkent diplomatic relationship was established on 21st February 1992, and Malaysia was the first Southeast Asian country to recognize Uzbekistan as an independent state. In 1993, Malaysia established its embassy in Tashkent, the capital of Uzbekistan, while the Uzbek embassy in Kuala Lumpur was opened in 1999. Next, MOE yet to decide on PT3 implementation. Registration under the National COVID-19 Immunization Program for Children, PIC Kits, has now exceeded 1 million individuals after 3 weeks of implementation. This is equivalent to 28% of children aged between 5 and 11 in Malaysia. In a Twitter post, Health Minister Khairy Jamaluddin expressed hopes that parents and guardians would drop the wait-and-see approach and instead quickly register their children for the vaccine jab. He also shared more detailed information on the PIC Kits registration, which showed that Kuala Lumpur, followed by Pulau Pinang and Putrajaya, recorded the highest number of registrations in the country. As of yesterday, 513,393 individuals, or 14.5% of the children population aged between 5 and 11 in the country, had received their first dose of COVID-19 vaccine under the program, which began on 3rd February. 79% of the 191 deaths due to complications of COVID-19 infection among pregnant women last year comprised those who did not receive the vaccine injection. Health Director General Tan Sri Dr. Noor Hisham Abdul said 83% of all deaths among pregnant women since the COVID-19 pandemic hit the country involve those suffering from comorbidities. However, no deaths involving pregnant women due to COVID-19 infection were reported between January till 15 February this year. In a posting on his Facebook page, Tan Sri Dr. Noor Hisham explained that the high vaccine coverage of 94.7% for those aged 18 and above has been achieved in October 2021, and this contributed to the decrease in maternal mortality due to COVID-19 complications. A total of 18,277 cases of COVID-19 infection among pregnant women were reported from March 2020 to January this year. The Education Ministry MOE has yet to decide on the implementation of the Form 3 Assessment PT3 examination for the 2022 session. Senior Education Minister Dr. Razzie Jidin said the MOE was looking into the most suitable approach related to PT3 by taking into account the level of mastery of students and indications from the ongoing 2022 school session.
Kita belum membuat sebarang keputusan berkaitan dengan PT3. Ya, itu kena jelas. Ya. Belum ada sebarang keputusan rasmi oleh KPM berkaitan dengan PT3. Apa yang kita ingin lihat adalah tahap penguasaan anak-anak kita yang berada di sekolah, mereka telah mula masuk ke sekolah untuk membolehkan kita mendapat indikasi apakah pendekatan yang paling sesuai.
He said this to the media after attending the launching of Sekolahku Sejahtera held in Putrajaya today. Previously, there was a statement posted on the Malaysian Examination Board (LPM) Facebook account claiming that PT3 examination for the 2022 session will be held from October to November. A check later found that the post has been deleted. Datuk Razzie meanwhile said the MOE would hold discussions with the Election Commission EC tomorrow on the use of secondary schools in Johor as polling centres in the Johor state election to ensure the Sijil Pelajaran Malaysia SPM examination runs smoothly.
Sebab itu pihak kementerian sedang duduk berbincang dengan pihak SPR supaya tidak gunakan bilik-bilik, kalau terpaksa gunakan sekolah, supaya tidak digunakan bilik-bilik yang mana digunakan untuk tujuan peperiksaan. Ini bagi memastikan susun atur itu tidak diganggu, ya, kerana kita khawatir nanti susunan indeks kedudukan pelajar dan sebagainya akan menjejaskan proses pelaksanaan peperiksaan itu dan proses pembarkahannya nanti. Sebab setiap kertas peperiksaan itu disusun dengan rapi mengikut indeks-indeks dan barcode yang telah ditetapkan.
A total of 151 secondary schools will be used as polling centres for the Johor state election on 12 March, while the XPM examination is scheduled to be held from 2nd to 29th March. On the Sekolahku Sejahtera concept, the senior minister said it would naturally inculcate 14 elements of life values in students during the teaching and learning sessions and will be carried out when schools reopen for the next session. He said the elements that encompass the concept are safety, fun in school, health, etiquette, empathy, identity, manners, harmony, possessing a diligent and thorough attitude, skills, exploration of knowledge, rational behavior and articulation.
Penekanan kepada konsep-konsep ini adalah untuk memastikan anak-anak kita yang lahir daripada sistem pendidikan negara dapat bersaing dan mampu untuk berdaya saing di peringkat dunia. Jika kita lihat dalam konteks ini, kita telah jelaskan bahawa ini bukan satu mata pelajaran baharu. Satu, itu kena jelas. Ianya juga bukan satu sisipan kepada mata pelajaran sedia ada. Dan pada masa yang sama, konsep ini juga tidak akan menambah beban tugas guru.
The Kuala Lumpur High Court today ordered for the immediate release of 3 children from the care of the Social Welfare Department JKM to their mother, Loh Siu Hong, after allowing the habeas corpus application filed by the single mother. Justice Datuk Colin Lawrence Sakura said, pursuant to an order by the High Court dated 31st March 2021, the applicant was granted sole custody, care and control of the 3 children. In delivering his decision and allowing Loh's application, Datuk Sakura said a December 2019 High Court interim ex parte order and a March 2021 High Court final order, which granted sole custody and full care of her children, were still valid and enforceable. In her notice of motion, filed on 13 February, Loh named Nazira Nantakumari Abdullah as the first respondent and an unnamed party that she claimed to have her 3 children as the second respondent. Loh was seeking to be reunited with her children, who contended that they were abducted from her while she was recuperating from the injuries inflicted by her former spouse, Nagaswaran, in 2019. Nagaswaran, who is currently serving jail in Kelantan on drug-related charges, unilaterally converted the 3 children to Islam without Loh's knowledge and consent. The children were then placed under the care of the JKM, pending the scheduled habeas corpus application hearing earlier on Monday. Coming up in sports, King, Queen, congratulations, men badminton squad, stay with us. Yang di-Pertuan Agong, Al-Sultan Abdullah Riayatuddin Al-Mustafa Billah Shah and Raja Permaisuri Agong Tunku Haja Aziza Aminah Maimunah Iskandaria today congratulated the national men's badminton squad on winning the Badminton Asia Team Championships BATC 2022 yesterday. In a post on the Istana Negara Facebook page, Their Majesty expressed their joy and pride over the outstanding achievement as the national badminton team made history after emerging champions of the tournament for the first time by beating defending champions Indonesia 3-0. Their Majesties also expressed hope that this success would be an inspiration to the national badminton team to continue to train harder and achieve success in upcoming tournaments, as well as to make the country famous on the world stage. Malaysia's win also dashed arch rivals Indonesia hope of lifting the title for the 4th consecutive time since the tournament began in 2016. The biennial tournament, which was held at the City Convention Centre in Shah Alam, also serves as a qualifier for the Thomas and Uber Cup competitions, with the top 4 teams qualifying for the prestigious team tournaments, which will take place in Bangkok in May. The national women's squad also qualified for the Uber Cup after reaching the last 4, where they lost 0-3 to South Korea. In our top story, 14 billion ringgit Semarak Niaga initiative launched. Join us for updates at noon at 12:30 tomorrow. I'm Shuhaida Arifin. Thank you for watching.